Running a business can be so rewarding, but sometimes it is very challenging. And last week, I had a week that made me want to quit. And in this video, we're going to talk about it. Hi, it's Carolyn. I'm here to help you learn how to bake and decorate amazing cakes. And in this video, we're talking about the real side of cake decorating, of having your own cake decorating business, and when things go wrong and what you do. So I had two incidences last week and I wanted to share both of them with you. We will start with the first one. So I did release a video a couple weeks ago showing you how I make my pound cake tester boxes. And I'm going to link that video below for you. And in that video, I show you how to ship the boxes as well. And I've been shipping my pound cakes for probably over 10 years now. And I've never had a problem like this before. So I got an email from someone who ordered a large pound cake tester box, and she sent me these pictures of what the cake looked like when it arrived. And this has never happened before. So in that video that I posted, I showed you literally how I wrapped this cake up to make sure that it was secure and shipped safely. And I have a whole process where I wrap up the cake to secure to the tray, I put the lid on, and then I wrap the entire thing a couple times in plastic wrap to keep the lid from popping off and everything. It just keeps everything together. I've been doing it like this for so long, and like I said, I've never had a problem with it until now. So when I packed up the cake with the large box, I don't need any packing material because the cake takes up the entire box. Now, when I box up the small ones, I do add a little packing material in there because it does shift around and it just helps prevent it from moving. So when I shipped out this cake on Monday, November 20th, it was supposed to arrive on Wednesday, November 22nd. It did not get there until Saturday, November 25th. So it was 3 days late, lost in the mail, and they obviously mishandled the box. I'm telling you, I've shipped so many of these without a problem. I even had one arrive about a week and a half late to my friend in Colorado, and it was fine. It arrived in one piece and there was nothing wrong with it. So obviously the girl who ordered it was visibly upset, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It looks like they really mishandled that box. And I refunded her $40. She paid $70 for the cake and $28 for shipping and handling. So the $40 refund was for half of the cake and part of the shipping. She replied and said that she cannot eat the cake at all because it was open and inside of that dirty cardboard box. And I said, you know what? That's fine. I will refund you the entire $70 for the cake. And then she replied, she did apologize and said she's not trying to argue with me, but she said that I packaged it incorrectly and that it was my fault that it arrived damaged like that, and she wanted the entire refund. So this is what I have to say when things like this happen in the cake business or any business that you're running. It was a $28 shipping and handling fee that we weren't arguing about, but that she wanted back. So this is what you have to think of. Is it worth $28 to you to argue back and forth with someone over who's right and who's wrong? Or do you just refund the money, wash your hands of it, be a little upset about it, and then let it go and move on? And that is always my MO. Is MO the right word? That's just the way that I always do things. Does it hurt? Yes. I was up all night. I couldn't sleep that night because I was so upset thinking that I did something wrong when I literally packaged this cake the same way that I packaged all of the other ones. And the other ones that I packed up the same way as this arrived safely. So while I don't want to take the blame for the shipping, especially because it was 3 days late, I just thought it's not worth the $28 to argue, and I just sent the full refund. And I know there are some people who wouldn't do a full refund and would rather argue back and forth, but it's the principle of the whole thing. It's like Big Worm says in Friday. It's the principalities. It's a principle of the whole thing. Do you want to argue over a little bit of money, or do you want to be able to resolve the situation and move on? And that's what you need to think about whenever you're going through something like this. So whenever I go through a situation like this, I try to think, what can I do better next time so I can avoid this from happening? And like I said, I can start to put little packing material in all four corners to help prevent it from moving just a little bit. And I'm telling you, this is packed up really well, but if it's dropped, if it's thrown, that's not going to prevent it from getting damaged. And I do write fragile on the outside of the cake, but once I drop this off, it's out of my hands. I can't control what happens to it. So enough about that. Let me move on to the next thing that happened and made me almost want to quit. So I got a last minute order for this Saturday for a cake for a 40th birthday. And the girl's husband ordered the cake. I get a call from a lady who is apparently his mother-in-law, and she was very rude to me on the phone. Barely, like she told me her name and just said, such and such ordered a cake, and this is for my daughter, and he didn't even ask me what I thought should be on it, and he said you're putting a bow on it, and she doesn't like bows, and I can't believe this cake is $275 to feed 20 people. I've never heard of a cake being that much. This better be the best cake that I've ever had. And like, I felt attacked and threatened. And I think it's human nature to kind of clap back and defend yourself and start an argument. However, I almost started crying because I've had quite a week and I just got really silent and was very calm the whole time. I did not raise my voice. I just listened to what she had to say. She obviously was taking something out on me that she should have been speaking with somebody else about. So she started asking me about the design that I was doing, and by the end of the phone call, she calmed down and actually was thanking me for making the cake and apologizing to me for being so rude. And if you have this happen to you, you just have to remember, as a business owner, you have to handle situations like this differently than if someone was personally attacking you. If somebody were to call me and just scream at me on the phone, you could tell how old I am because I still mimic the phone with this. But if someone, was personally attacking me, I would want to stand up for myself and I might argue back. However, this is my business. I've spent a long time trying to build my brand, and I'm not going to let an irate customer who has no clue what's going on, who is taking out her emotions on me, try to tear that down. So the reason that I'm sharing these stories with you is just to let you know that it's not always rainbows and unicorns when you have your own business, and I'm sure many of you know this, but I think it's good business practice to reply and respond to situations like this in the best interest of your business. And it hurts sometimes. It's like a punch to the gut when I have to refund money that I feel like I was not in the wrong, or when I have to just stay on the phone and listen to somebody yell at me for no reason. But you always want to take the time to respond rather than immediately react. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Take the personal feelings out of it and try to resolve the situation. So I think that's it. I hope this helped you out. If you've had any customer situations recently that you need help resolving, leave it in the comments below and we'll try to help you out. Please like this video if you liked it, and if you're enjoying my tutorials, I would be so grateful if you could buy me a coffee. My link is down below. And I would love it if you would keep in touch on socials, and you could check out my website. And if you want to stick around, you can watch this video next and hit subscribe and the bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. And remember, it's cake. Sometimes it's a little stressful, but have fun. I will see you on the next one. Bye.